Shalom, family. Give me a 1 if I'm coming in loud and clear. Give me a 2 if I sound like a robot, man. God, all praises, all praises. Make sure to smash that like button. It don't cost nothing. You know, it's for the free. You know, you just extend your finger and you tap your screen, or you move your mouse and you tap the screen, man. All right. But first and foremost, I want to give Call Halal, Abinau Yahweh, Baha Shema Mashiach, Malaki Hawashai. This the brother officer Matati Ban Yumyun out of the SICARRI Dallas sect, aka also the SICARRI DFW segment. All right. And y'all see the title. There's a question, you know, that I pose. Are Israelites, do we teach hate or do we teach peace, man? Which is it? Right? Let me see some answers in the chat. Who thinks that we teach hate and who thinks that we teach peace? Let me see who feel wet, man. Me personally, I think we teach peace. You know, Bernard, he said both. Okay. Okay. So Bernard Martinez says that we teach both. All right. Anybody else? Malak Yalasab says both. All right. All right. So we got 2 votes for both. You know, I would say peace, right? But here's the thing about peace. It's a huge misconception that people think that, oh, all you gotta do is be peaceful, you know, in that whole sick and terrible doctrine of, oh, you just gotta be, you know, peaceful and love everybody to get peace. Nah. To obtain peace, unfortunately, you gotta fight for that. And fighting is not a peaceful, loving thing, right? Because yeah, we're gonna get into it, right? We, you know, spewing some rhetoric at the time, all right? but nah, man. We love what the Most High loves. We hate what the Most High hates. But when you really want to think about it, we are advocates for world peace. We truly are, and we gonna get into that, right? Do we hate our enemies? Absolutely. Why wouldn't you hate your enemy? Not, and I'm not saying the enemy of your people. You're supposed to love the enemies of your people that are within your people. But as far as, you know, those extra enemies, you know, those other natural Gentiles, those actual heathen that hate us, of course we hate them that hate us, man. But we don't teach hate. We teach peace, man. Right? It's just that we hate some nations who does some dirt to us. We're gonna get into it, right? Because we're gonna start with what 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 people who teach hate are actually like. So watch this. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. Salak. Y'all see my screen? Hold on. Am I tripping? I am tripping. Salaki. I am tripping. I ain't even. Hold on. Boom. There we go. Salakia. Wait. Before I go any further, just because I can't remember if I said both, if I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. We do so in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world inly calls Christ, real name Yahweh Shai. All right. I want to make sure that is stated for the record. All right. Balance on everything. That's right. It is definitely balanced. But like I said, we gonna get into it, right? Because what we're really advocating for is that world peace. That same peace that these heathen nations think that they're trying to achieve, but they're not doing so. And we're gonna get into it. Watch. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29, and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Now, real quick, just looking at the state of the world, we can tell that those who are righteous are not in authority. People are not rejoicing right now. I'm gonna continue. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So let's examine this real quick, right? We can obviously tell just by looking in this earth that the righteous are not in authority, but rather the wicked. We can look all over the place. You got countries that are heavily engaged in battles, wars, proxy wars. The very land that we're in, the so-called Americas, was built on a foundation of Edom's hatred of the Israelites. It's built off our blood, sweat, and tears, literal blood, sweat, and tears. This place is built off of hatred. There is a doctrine that was founded by these same people who built this nation off of hatred. And they came up with a religious doctrine that is based off hatred. And what is that doctrine called? Christianity. Because it embodies and embraces the ideology of white supremacy, which by all means is against the Most High God and is against us. That's hatred. And every time that our people stand up and try to reclaim things for themselves, we're met with mockery, scoffing, death, economic hardships. That's hatred. That's what this place called America teaches. It teaches hatred towards our people versus what we're teaching. We're teaching love to our people in a place that teaches nothing but hatred towards our people. So are we really teaching hate, or are we teaching peace? I would argue we teach peace. It's not peaceful for other nations, no, but it's most certainly peace and love between our own people, right? Let's get some more about how the wicked beareth rule. Let's get some more on that, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. We're gonna read this in two different translations. But Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Verse 2. As a judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Right? Let's focus on verse 2 real quick before we go to the next translation. It says, what as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So just like how the people who righteous hate brings peace. Hey, man, look, it's called hey, I agree with you. That righteous indignation that the Most High has and is going to bring to this earth will bring peace. Again, peace has to be fought for. It is fought against, and it's a fight between two parties in particular: the oppressor, and those who are oppressed. One wants to quote unquote keep peace and sit in his seat as the oppressor, and the other one wants to gain peace by having to fight the oppressor. But the oppressor is the one that makes the rules. They can label the one that's being oppressed hateful. You know, what's the other word I'm looking for? A terrorist, domestic terrorist, whatever you want to call it. You know, speak all manner of evils against the about the people who are oppressed. But at the same time, we just want to be free. We want to live in peace. We want to live in a world where we ain't gotta worry about getting killed or arrested every 2 seconds of breathing, right? But apparently that's hateful. But of course, to the oppressor is going to seem hateful because it is against him, right? And just like and just like how the judge of the people is, so is officers and the people that dwell in that city. There's a lot of people in this nation, and of course in the earth, that hate Hebrew Israelites, but they call us a hate group. They say that we teach hate. You know, they call us domestic terrorists. You know, they call us all manner of evil things, right? But yet the very things that they establish their nations and their governments on are a direct hatred toward Israelites. Why? Because this place is ran by a wicked ruler. Now let's read these same 3 verses in the GNT. Sirach 10 and verse 1 in the GNT. A wise ruler will educate his people, and his government will be orderly. All the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. Now, wait a minute. So all the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. We know who our ruler is. Our ruler is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Under the rulership of the Most High God Yahweh. We keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. We do what we're supposed to do to the best of our ability. And we operate in a righteous manner. But we're not the ones in rulership. The wicked are the ones that are in authority, right? So like it says, all the officials and the citizens will be like their ruler. So let's check this out, right? The people the small hats, right? We've all seen that. I'm pretty sure everyone's seen that viral video of that small hat spitting and vomiting on that sister. That's hatred. Oh, let's dial it back a couple hundred years. A group of I'm gonna put this in a cartoony way. A group of tourists on a sailboat go on a journey. They find a land inhabited by some people. They decide to give them blankets and ask them for help. And in getting that help, the blankets that they traded that help for ended up giving a disease to those people. And then those same people who gave those blankets began to steal their land, rape their men, women, and children, find their brethren on the west coast of Africa, kidnap them, justify kidnapping those people simply because another people that looked like them were selling them. And so that gives them justification to kidnap them, put them at the bottom of a boat, chained to said bottom of boat, ship them like cattle, sell them into slavery, and then rape, rob, and murdered men, women, and children. Force them into degraded states, have them eat scraps of food that's not healthy for them, kill livestock of the native people in order to starve them. And those same said native people walked the trail, which was historically recorded as the Trail of Tears. Continue to steal the land, kick the people who were originally in the land out, and when they want to come home, tell them they can't come home. Pump guns and drugs into these people's neighborhoods, put oil pipelines through reservations, the armpits of America, and then justify themselves by saying, well, we give them millions of dollars to go live anywhere that they want. Call the people who can't come back to their house drug dealers, rapists, murderers. This all sounds like hatred to me. But yet, these same people who support this hatred say that we teach hate. But yet their entire lives, they live a doctrine of hate towards an oppressed people. Let's read verse 3. An uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow as strong as its rulers are wise. There's no wisdom in Teman. There's no wisdom in this place. Again, this is a place ran by wicked rulers. And these same people built an entire establishment, a governing body that is built and funded off the hatred of Israelites. But they say we teach the hate. Well, I would still argue that we teach world peace. And we're going to get that. Watch. But that's later on. That's later on. Let's learn about these wicked people, right? Because that's what we're learning of. We seeing today who's ruling today, the righteous or the wicked. This is Malachi chapter 1. Do I want to read all the way? You know what? Yeah, we're going to read all the way through to 4. Watch this. Malachi 1 and 2. I've always loved you, says Yahweh. But you retort, really? How have you loved us? Yahweh replies, this is how I showed my love for you. I loved your ancestor Jacob. And this is in the NLT, by the way, Salakia. Verse 3. But I rejected his brother Esau and devastated his hill country. I turned Esau's inheritance into a desert for jackals. Verse 4. This is what I wanted to touch. Esau's descendants in Edom may say, we have been shattered, but we will rebuild the ruins. But Yahweh of heaven's armies replies, they may try to rebuild, but I will demolish them again. Their country will be known as the land of wickedness, and their people shall be called the people with whom Yahweh is forever angry. Now, why do we want to read 4 in the NLT? Their country will be known as the land of wickedness. Now, of course, you can actually apply that to the actual ancient land of Edom, sure. But if they steal a land and claim it for their own, let's examine the land that they've stolen and claim for their own real quick, right? Let's check this out. So let's look at the UK. Is the UK a friendly place? You know, the cops don't have guns and whatnot, no, but racism against Israelites is still heavily prevalent. It's still unfair treatment of blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Going all the way down to, you know, over to the US where we chilling at, right? Matter of fact, hold on, let's look at Russia real quick. Hold on, real quick. So I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about what's old girl name? The one that just got released from Russia, where America made a horrible prison trade. I'm happy that the sister's free. You know, Lord willing, she repent. But they traded her for the arms dealer who had a whole movie about him. Like there's a whole movie made about this dude, the Merchant of Death, right? Was it Brianna Griner? Is that what her name is? Somebody in the chat, let me know. Somebody in the chat, let me know if it was Brianna Griner. But yeah, she, you know, she had some herbal essence. I'll say it like that, and immediately was put into prison in Russia. There was actually reports that they lost her. Like there were actual reports that she was actually missing for a while, and then she just magically popped up for a prison trade. You know, again, I'm happy the sister's, you know, back and whatnot. She got her freedom, but think about that. In a place called America, it's not that bad. Go anywhere else, it's instant prison time. Like the same kind of sense that she got, that's almost like a dime for negligent homicide over here. To that extent, there's no place where it's not wickedness and hatred towards us, man. And then let's look in the mainland of Edom, right? Brittany Griner, the water, tribe of Issachar, the water. That's what I thought it was. But yeah, let's look at America over here, man. I would say this is the land of wickedness. What other place do you know that advertises to an audience of predominantly so-called black and also Hispanic and some native women that it is okay to terminate your child in the womb freely? And I'm not saying for the price of the free, but just to do it so you can keep on partying. Just to do it because you're quote unquote unready. They teach that you can kill your baby instead of being sexually responsive with your body. A place where blacks, Hispanics, and natives get killed every 28 hours. A place where blacks, Hispanics, and natives can be minding their own business, having a pool party, and then out of nowhere, 3 to 4 squad cars pull up, and you look and you see a police officer's knees in the back of a 12-year-old girl, so-called black girl, for simply leaving the pool. That sounds like wickedness to me. Let's see. What else? Reducing crimes in regards to marijuana, since it's a quote unquote new time and a new age, but yet still have prisoners serving damn near a life sentence for what would pass as a misdemeanor today. And no, I'm not advocating for the use of marijuana. I'm not. It's just stating on facts. That seems like wickedness to me, right? A place that advertises to women that they don't need a man, and that message is predominantly advertised toward the Israelite household. And in doing so, it destroyed the family unit. That sounds like wickedness to me. In a place where the Asian American, as they would call them, can have a whole bill passed about Asian discrimination to where jail sentences can be harsh, but yet there has been nothing but discrimination and hatred and hate crimes towards blacks, Hispanics, and natives, and nothing be done about it. Except for a fake 13th Amendment, which still has slavery legal on the books as long as you're a prisoner. That sounds like wickedness to me. It says their country will be known as the land of wickedness. I would say this is a land of wickedness. Anywhere that these people go, wickedness follows, right? Let's see where this spread of Esau's, wickedness started, man. Let's see where it popped off at. Shalom, Lisa Carter, all the way from New Orleans. We need to get some strong, powerful brothers down there in New Orleans at some point. Because look, if you ain't teaching in the French Quarter, I don't know what you doing. You either need to hit the French Quarter, the Superdome, Bourbon Street. I guess. I mean, it's a big tourist spot. You can hit that anytime, right? You need to be hitting them places if you down there in the boot like that. Do you feel me? You know. And I ain't gonna lie, after camp, if it were me, we held camp down there. I forget where it is. I know what the building looked like, but I'm getting me some beignets, all right? And if somebody tell me that beignets is unlawful, you don't break my heart. Don't do that. I mean, tell me if it's unlawful. I highly doubt that it is. It's just like the delicious funnel cake, but I will cry. Okay, I will cry. But let's get this. Let's learn about Edom's spread of you have described a curse on us for every move we make and every breath we you have described a curse on us for every move we make and every breath we take. I ain't gonna lie. Mike 298. I'm trying to figure out if you scoffing, rapping, writing poetry, or if you're just stating on facts. I'm a little. It's a vague. It's a vague. That's a very vague comment. Please expound on what you mean, Baba Kwasha. All right. But yeah, let's get this. So this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, and we're gonna start at verse 1. And it happened that after Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. He made many wars, and oh my God, this ye old English, and was many strong, and with many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, and is so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. He gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributaries unto him. And after these things, he fell sick. All praise to the Most High. He died of syphilis. All praises that Alexander the Freak died in a very harsh manner. All praises. Let me read that again. And after these things, he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So he called his four generals, his closest mates. They came together, and he parted his kingdom unto them. Everyone else in this country lives like we do, but they got positive results. Everyone else in this country lives like we do, but they get positive results. I mean, kind of. Okay. All praises. All praises. All praises. All praises. All praises. God, all praises. I mean, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. And we're gonna get that. Trust me. That's coming. Look, there's a precept to go with what you just said, King. There's a whole precept for it. I promise you it is. Oh, Khan, the water. The water. It's all through the power and spirit of the Most High. The water. Khan, but where we go at? My bad, it's a lot. He died. There we go. We're at verse 6. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Get the Most High hand. Get the Most High hand. Because this homosexual named Alexander the Freak died. I hope it's a very gruesome and unpleasant death. But we get into the point. Watch this. His servants bear rule, every one in his place, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So after this happened, evils were multiplied in the earth, right? Now, what happened the last time that evils were multiplied in the earth? And that's a question for the chat. Who can tell me what happened the last time evils were multiplied in the earth? What happened? The Greek freak Alejandro. Oh snap. God. I got you, and Smile. Watch this. That's right. The flood happened. That's absolutely right. The flood came, and only 8 people survived it. So last time I checked, Alexander the Freak was a Greco-Idumean, a Greek Edomite, an Edomite at heart, right? And it was his people that multiplied evils in the earth. And going through history, from the time of Alexander the Freak up till now, this world has done nothing but waxed worse and worse and way more evil and wicked. Which is why, there's going to be a second death, but with fire. Okay? Boom. I just put the email in the chat for you, sis. For Ann Smile, just put the email in the chat, right? But yeah, so it was Edom that had evils, go throughout the earth and spread and wax this earth worse and worse with wickedness and evil. We live it every day. Every time any one of us goes out of the house, we are faced with evil, right? No matter where we go, it's everywhere. And it does nothing for us but tear us down and destroy us. And those of us that take part in it willingly get a wicked man's reward. You can be exalted in a wicked place if you wicked, of course. But we not after, riches gotten, deceitfully. We store our riches in heaven, man. We not here for the bag. We here for we here for a couple of things. One, peace in this earth. That's one of them. Two, and this is me personally, I'm trying to hear the words "good job, my faithful servant." Granted, Lord willing, I make it. My face will be buried in the dirt, but I would still like to hear that. I'm pretty sure my face will still be buried in the dirt even after I hear that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, okay? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be scared. Look, I plan on being scared to look. I'm thinking about it, and I'm scared to look. Hey man, I can't do it, right? But we're faced with wickedness everywhere we go. Why? Because the wicked beareth rule. None of us are rejoicing in this earth right now. We may have small moments that we may rejoice. A child may be born. The Most High might have blessed us with a home. Got us out of a scary situation to where we could have died. Something. We have our small moments to rejoice over. Overall, in this place where the wicked are ruling, we're not rejoicing in this place, man. There's insurmountable levels of death, degradation, uh, 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 sexual misconduct, all types of evil things. And those who align themselves with the wicked turn a blind eye to it. And then when we address it, that's when we get called hateful. That's when we get called evil. That's when we get called wicked for calling the wicked out on their wickedness. I feel like somehow that's a bar. So please don't steal my possible bar. That might have been a bar. All right. I will copyright you if you steal this. But let's read some more about the wicked. Let's read about the wicked. Watch this. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 71 and verse 3. And this is going to what you were saying earlier, Mike. Watch this. Because they live the same, they live, in the same place that we do, but they get a positive result, right? Watch this. Psalm 73 and 1. God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious of for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Now, here's the thing: a lot of our people have an issue with this because a lot of our people will look at us like this. Okay, y'all believe in God, y'all worship God, y'all do all this and whatnot, but what do you get out of it? I actually had a sister ask me that. She straight up asked me, what do you get out of this? Like, is it a monetary thing? Like, just like I was confused when she asked that. I was like, we don't do this for money. We do this for our people because we love our people like that. We want to go home. We tired of being here. And when I told her that, she herself had a confused look on her face because our people have been so heavily indoctrinated with the hate that these people forced upon us, that if there's not a monetary value for doing something, our people don't want to do it because they want to prosper like the wicked do, right? They want to be a hot girl. They want to be a doughboy. You know what I'm saying? They want to, I'm gonna throw some old terms back at you. They want to be a roughneck, all right? They want to be the man in these streets. Some people even want to be politicians and stuff like that, have governmental offices, But even in those places, wickedness is there. You got to do some dirt to get some places. That's the prosperity of the wicked. And our people get envious of that prosperity because our people will do what's right in the eyes of the Lord. But when they see the wicked are getting more and more gains as far as uh, financial security, job security, being able to go on vacations, things like that, all types of stuff. They're like, well, I'm following God. Well, why can't I do those things? And that's what leads to people believing that what we do is foolish. And they don't want to do it. They want to be like the wicked are. So don't be a Psalm 73 and 3 person. Don't do it. All right. Don't do it. And that's right. We definitely need saving. And that's part of the peace. That's a part of the world peace that we striving for. Don't worry, we're gonna get it. Right? Verse 4. Let's read about these wicked people that prosper. Let's see what they're gonna be like. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. So what does this mean? As far as like the ailments and sicknesses, they don't go through the things that we go through. They can go to a doctor, get healed and be out. We suffer diseases of long continuance, gout, diabetes, uh, cancer, what else? High blood pressure, right? These things are prevalent within our people. Why? Because these are part of the curses of the Most High. It is what it is. We're gonna go through it. They're not gonna suffer like how we suffer. We might have one of the same. There could be we could have the same disease, but they're not gonna go through it like how we go through it. You see what I'm saying? It's not gonna be the same. And if they die from that disease, I mean, hey, if you in public and you celebrate in the back of your head, and then when you by yourself or with some like-minded people, do an outwardly celebration. All right. Gotta thank Pastor Porkchop for the prosperity. Hey, that's right. Look, the prosperity gospel it's the hold on. Hold on. Hold on. That's brilliant. That's brilliant, Malak Yawasap. I'm gonna read that again. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And where they get the idea of prosperity in America? That wicked prosperity gospel in the church, man. Be a good slave, and Massa won't give you 5,000 lashes. He'll only give you 4,999. That's what the prosperity gospel is, right? Verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men. They're not. The wicked that rule over us, they're not in trouble as other men. Not even in a small margin. These people get away with mass attempted and also accomplished genocide. Let's see what else. Oh, there could be a priest with a little white thing in his collar, and he touch on little boys and little girls, and the only thing that happens to him, and he gets moved to another church to do it all over again. Nothing happens to him. And also in this wicked place, if you kill a black, Hispanic, or native, and you're a police officer, you get a free vacation, sometimes with pay. That's the prosperity of the wicked in this place, man. Their habitation is what? The land of wickedness. That's what it's called, man. Neither are they plagued like other men. They don't get in trouble as other men, and they're not plagued like other men. Being an Edomite or any other heathen ethnicity, a Moabite, a Elamite, Ishmaelite. Well, hold on now. Ishmaelites Ishmael and Edom, they got their own beef going on with each other. But even so, them getting in trouble, them being plagued is not the same when it's us. A Edomite and an Israelite can commit the same crime in America, and the Israelite get a harsher punishment, and the Edomite get a slap on the wrist. We've seen it too many times, right? This is what happens when the wicked are bearing rule. This is what happens when the wicked who rule establish everything that they have off of hate, and they teach hate. and they expect you to be okay with it and love it, right? Verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Now, hold on now. This is one of the most prideful places in the earth. The United States of America is extremely prideful. I think in one of their songs, I'm proud. They say that they proud to be an American or something like that. You know, they pledge allegiance to their flag, which I always thought was scary as a kid. You know, I was like, why are we pledging? Like, it's a flag. It's not gonna do nothing. Like, why are we pledging allegiance to it? This is like, I always thought it was a cult type of thing. Like, I always just held my hand on my chest and I just said watermelon repeatedly, and it looks like I'm just talking. Like, it's like this place is extremely proud. It's proud to be built off of hate. It's proud to kill blacks, Hispanics, and native. It's proud to promote homosexuality. It's proud to force that doctrine of homosexuality onto children as young as the age of 3 and 4. It's proud to declare themselves a great and powerful nation that's built off the hatred of prisoners of war, right? That's very prideful. They wear that like a chain, man. And violence covered them as a garment. This is one of the this America is one of the most violent places in the earth. I mean, don't get me wrong, what's going on in the so-called Middle East, yeah, that's pretty violent. But even more so, it's still mostly Edom, beefing with Edom. They're the most violent people in the earth. Everywhere they go, there's violence, right? The only place I can think of that, you know what? I was just about to say, you know, you might not find any violence if you go to Iceland. I guarantee there's violence up there. There's super rich Edomites that we do not even ever hear of that live over there in Iceland. I guarantee that there's some violence. I don't know what kind, but if Edom is there, there's a guarantee of hatred and violence. I guarantee, and I stand by it in my Denzel Washington voice. All right. But let's see, how do they wear their violence as a garment, right? To wear a garment means that you like just like how you would wear your heart on your sleeve. You show your emotions on your sleeve, right? So how do they cover themselves with violence like a garment? Let's see. Mass incarceration. The current president was one of the people who most certainly supported that bill. Um, oh, the beating and killing of unarmed citizens and predominantly so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, kicking in their doors and shooting their houses up first, and then realizing that you had the wrong house, and then not get in trouble for it. Let's see what else. The fact that you had to think about telling people they can't kill their baby, and people mad that they can't kill their baby. Remember how we read earlier in the book of Sirach? As the judge of the people are, so are the officials and the people. These people advocate for these things. They advocate for violence. They advocate for killing children, babies, grown men. They do soft kills and attack women and children. We live in a place where a Caucasian, an Edomite, can walk into a black church, an ethnic neighborhood's grocery store, a school, and shoot up these places, walk out, and get offered Burger King. That's violence covered them as a garment. Do they go to prison if they get caught? Sure. But let a so-called black, Hispanic, or native do that, they're not making it out the store. They're not making it to the parking lot. And if they do, they're going to be hunted down, right? Matter of fact, there was a video. This is when I was first coming into the truth, right? It was either right when I was about to come into the truth or I was just starting to learn about it. It was the most infuriating and heartbreaking videos I ever seen in my life. I didn't save it. I think I saw it on like Facebook or something. It was a brother recording. He was either on Facebook Live or he's just recording something on his phone. I don't know what he did. It was a brother by himself in a black shirt. You could hear sirens and you could hear a helicopter. You could tell there was a lot of he had 4 stars. He either had 4 or 5 stars, right? And in the video, the first thing he said was, "Mama, I love you. Tell my wife I love her. Kiss my kids, tell them I love them." And then he starts walking and jogging. And then you hear, the police, I think someone over at intercom. Of course, he's armed, he's strapped. I don't know if he pointed towards them or what, but the first thing that you hear is the sound of a sniper rifle going off and him getting hit, and then he starts dipping and shooting back at the same time. The video ends with him running and then him fall into the phone. We live in a place where we see our people die on social media, and sometimes it is live. We live in a place where you don't have to be present in a physical space to see someone die. You can go on the internet and see someone in a different state, city, county, up the street, and you get to see them die. As the judges are, so are the people. And they wear violence as if it's a garment. That's hatred. To allow that type of media to be published. Granted, is it a wake-up call for us to see? Absolutely. But it's also very desensitizing, especially when that video can reach a very young audience and now they're exposed to it. And from someone who's seen death at a young age, it's not something for someone of the young to see. It's not. Moving forward. Psalm 73:7, their eyes stand out with fatness, and they have more than their heart could wish. That's a straight fact. These people, if we make it as a joke, but if it was real, it wouldn't be a joke. If these Edomites could actually go to Mars, like if that was a real thing, like if it was a real thing, and if aliens were actually real and they can go to Mars, they would go and colonize it and rape, rob, and murder all the aliens. I guarantee it. And the aliens that survive, I bet you they would be treated way better than blacks, Hispanics, and natives. They'd be colonized, but they would be treated better than us, though. Why? Because the wicked hate us because they ain't us. All right. And this is the main one. Psalm 73:8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Now, I can't tell you how many times an Edomite has said, "Oh, that was in the past. Y'all should let that go." Right? I had an Edomite at my job tell me to my face. I forgot how we were even on this subject. I think she just butted in to a conversation I was having with another sister. I just let it slide because sadly I'm at work. I can't do nothing about it. But I brought up how, the government is putting oil pipelines through reservations of native lands, which pollutes their water source and is forcing them to seek alternative methods of drinking, which directly correlates to the alcohol consumption that is known of the natives, right? The second that I said that, she claps back with, "Well, we give them millions of dollars, to go pick any part of the land that they want to be in. You just gonna completely disregard the fact that the government is putting a pipeline through a land that they were already allotted when the entire nation was their land." They justify their wickedness. Why? Because they are corrupt. Anything that comes up with oppression and they're the people that are causing the oppression, they're going to justify their wickedness for oppressing our people because they speak lawfully. This is the prosperity of the wicked, right? These are the people who rule over us, who say that we teach hate, when instead they're the ones who have their entire foundation in teaching and propagating hate towards us, right? They just don't want to, own up to it. And they're not going to, right? They're not going to. And they get away with it. Why? Because of this. Verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens and their tongue walketh through the earth. They say what they want like they're going to get away with it. And they probably are, man. What they say goes in this earth. Why? Because they are ruling. They're the ruling class right now. But it's okay, though. Because guess what? World peace will happen. It ain't going to be pretty getting there, though. Because the Most High got something to say when it comes time for it. And all praises for it, right? But let's move forward. Ya O Israel, the water, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Let's get it. Let's move forward. Hebrew Israelite 101, Zechariah 11 and 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. We see this on the news almost every day. Almost every day we're going to see this on the news. The same people who still possess us. And if there's anyone who thinks that they are not owned by their slave master, I got a couple questions for you. One, what is your last name? And where'd you get it? Two, and I'm speaking strictly to Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives. Two, why is it that your people go through the hell that they go through, and the people that say that they're here to help don't actually help them? Three, why is it that Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives can eat ice cream in their own apartment? A cop say that they thought it was their apartment. See that the door is quote unquote ajar, a fancy way of saying it wasn't closed all the way. Open it, see a black man in his underwear eating ice cream, and think that it is okay to put holes in them. They should go to jail, yes. But the amount of blackness that I saw in that courtroom, because I went to that trial. The amount of blackness that I saw, the judge hugging the defendant. When have you ever seen a judge hug a defendant and cry and give her a Bible? And then the same people who were closely related and friends of the brother Botham Jimjan, powerful, or could have been a very powerful Levitical priest. The same church that he taught at said that they would welcome her with open arms. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Zimmerman gets to walk around like it's nothing. Where's Philando Castile? Oh, he got killed for not doing anything wrong. Same people said not guilty. They get sentences, but they're not the same sentences that would have been given to a Black, Hispanic, and Native had they done any of those crimes. Right? Let me read that again. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. These people believe it is a blessing to gain off of our downfall. They think it's a blessing. I tell you what, you getting set up for a smooth okey doke, Edom, and all nations that follow. You got a smooth okey doke coming for you, right? Because again, these are the people. This is what the ruling class look like, man, in this earth right now. These same people who do these evil, atrocious things to blacks, Hispanics, and natives, the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, are the same people that say Israelites teach hate. But when has any Israelite group or individual that know they're Israelites, that keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, when have they ever done even a fraction of the crimes that have been committed against them to the same people who deem their doctrines as hateful? I'll wait. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. We all gonna have the last laugh, right? We all gonna have the last laugh. And what? I already look, Lord willing, I make it. This is how I'm gonna have my last laugh. Because like the powerful officer Yajadiah would say, you don't if you a heathen, you don't want to be on my plantation, man. You don't. You don't want to be working for me, right? Especially if you a Edomite. Because look, I get a lot of my ideas from cartoons, but yeah. Just know, you're gonna be you're gonna break down a giant boulder with a little rock. And then I want you to reconstruct that same boulder. Use your spit as glue, and if it fall apart, it, it's an automatic, 50,000 lashes off the rip, right? I'm just saying. You going I gotta get my licks back. You didn't do what I told you, right? And we say that in joking fun, right? And on a more serious note, again, the world that we live in, the things that we go through, this is what it's like to live under a wicked ruler, right? Watch this. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Is that not what they do? Because you even have so-called Christians. They call us, wicked. They call us evil. They'll call us hateful. All manner of, evil things. They call us everything but a child of God, right? But here's the thing, though. It is a good thing to listen to Yahweh. It's a good thing to do what the Lord says. Like, and if there's any Christians in the chat, who thinks that we're evil and wicked and whatnot for what we teach, what we abide by, ask yourself this: when has it ever been evil to do what God told you to do? When is it ever evil to abide by the instructions that govern a economic system as well as a governing system for a nation? W- When did that become evil? Because if that's the case, the prophecies that talk about Yahweh, who Christians call Jesus Christ, then they would have to say that he's evil. Because we keep the law, we study the prophecies, and they speak of Yahweh. So you're gonna call him evil? But they call us evil. They call us hateful for doing what God says. That is people calling evil good and good evil. Because they don't want to be reproved, man. They don't want to live in a world where the Most High bears rule, right? And what I mean by bears rule, I mean like the kingdom of God is established and the entire earth has to follow that type of rule. They don't want that. They want to abide in darkness. They don't want the light of the law. They don't want the law, statutes, and commandment that's for a light. They don't want none of that. They want to remain in darkness so that way they can continue to be wicked. It ain't gonna be like that forever though, right? We know this. They don't want to believe it. Let's move forward. Let's get some judgments of these wicked people, man. Because these wicked people cannot abide like this forever, right? That's right. Don't jump the gun yet. Don't jump the gun yet. We gonna get Obadiah. Just hold on. Just hold on. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Con, that's right, Mike. They act like it's real evil for us to get justice, right? Because their justice is who. Again, if y'all didn't know, I'm a nerd. All right, I'm gonna just be real. I'm a nerd. But if anybody ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, where Aang got put on trial for a previous crime that Kyoshi had did, and in that town, the justice system that it was going by, it was all type of twat. And then I forget the dude's name, but he walked up to Sokka. Sokka was like, I thought this was about justice. Yeah, justice, just us. That's what it means to these people. Justice isn't for us. Justice is for them, right? We may get, little blessings of justice here and there. We might win some. We're gonna lose a lot though, right? If you play their game by their rules in the sneaky manner that they play by, you might win. But how much of yourself do you lose in that process? Right? That's exactly right. They don't want justice. We're gonna read about justice for these wicked rulers who beareth rule that makes everybody mourn. Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 12. Thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. They did it then, they doing it now. Verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger. This isn't our anger. They call us a hate group. They say that we're just angry, this, that, and the third. But here's the thing, though. One, Israelites are the most law-abiding citizens that there is. We keep God's law, and we try to stay out the way and, begrudgingly keep America's law so that way we don't get in trouble, right? They say that we mad angry. If we was really angry, like how we really be feeling before we calm down, this place would be torn upside down by now. I'm talking, it would already be martial law and non-stoppable riots in the streets. The riots that happened when both of Shimjon, not both of them, my bad. Lord in Christ, I just forgot the brother's name. I'm ashamed of myself because I actually went up to Minneapolis. Lord in Christ. There's too many names to remember. That's really the messed up part about it. There's too many names to remember, right? George Floyd, that's what it is. George Floyd, right? The water. But yeah, man. Like those riots that happened when the brother George Floyd passed, we was out there. There were people who just really went over there just to destroy stuff. They weren't actually mad about what happened. There was probably a good portion of those people that were. But a lot of those people that were setting fires, looting, breaking into businesses and stuff like that, those were majority people from out of state that just wanted to take part in the chaos. But if it were actually us, and it was because of how angry we were and how fed up we were, it wouldn't have stopped. There would have had to been a lot of deaths before it actually stopped, right? So when we exact that vengeance upon Edom, it's not going to be according to our anger. So them trying to say that we're hateful now, we're mad now. No, we not. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Because what does it say? It said, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord God. We don't know that type of anger yet. We don't know what it's like to feel that kind of anger. We all been mad. We all done popped off before. I'm pretty sure a couple of us, you know what I'm saying, gave a swift right hook to somebody's jaw a couple times, right? It's not enough. The anger that we will have in that day is more than likely incomparable to our imagination right now. So these same evil and wicked people who've done nothing but teach us hatred, provide us hatred, indoctrinate us with hatred, fill us with hatred, and call us hateful and angry have no idea the anger and the hatred that's coming from them, or to them rather, from the Most High. They have no clue, right? But it's okay though. But again, this is why they say that we're hateful, because we believe in God and the prophecies that are in the book that He provided to us. We believe that Israel is going to be the last ruling kingdom after the fall of the Edomites. We believe that all the heathen got to pay for their crimes, right? And we believe that there's going to be peace in the earth when that finally happens. But before that peace in the earth can happen, the current ruling class has to be brought down. And nobody sitting in a high rulership position ever gave up their seat willingly. And if they did, it was a trick. All right. Let's move forward. Let's get some more. Let's get some more prophecies, man. One of my personal favorites, right? Because they gonna say that this is, again, the same people, and a lot of these people are quote unquote Christians. They believe in the God of the Bible, so they say. It's a lie. They believe in an imaginary friend, but they're gonna fake the funk and say that they believe in the Most High of the Bible. No, they don't. Because we can't be reading the same book and drawing these two different conclusions. It's not possible. Unless it's not for you, right? Watch this. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, or when shall the end of the first? It's a lot. Let me read that again. Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? When will the first be destroyed or put into pieces? And when will the thing that comes after it start? When is this going to happen? Right? Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand first held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. Now check this out. See, man, you pulled the precepts a little too quick there, Hosea. You pulled the precepts too fast, man. Oh man, we getting there. We getting there. I promise we getting there. But yeah, for Esau is the end of the world, right? And here's the thing. If you're first hearing this, you got to understand something. One, this is quoting Genesis 25, and you will understand the prophetic nature of that. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment. His name is Esau. That was the first child. Then came Jacob out, his brother, holding Esau's heel. If someone's on a higher status than you and you grab the heel of their foot, what are you doing in that? What's the motion that happens after that? They get pulled down. You pulling them down to a lower state and exalting yourself. They're being cast down. And if Esau is the end of the world, that means they have to be the last ruling kingdom. We know this. And their last ruling kingdom has to fall. If it's a righteous kingdom, then it should stand. Right? But what have we seen from the kingdom of Esau? We see nothing but evil be multiplied in the earth, wickedness be multiplied in the earth, death, destruction, degradation, immorality, right? All these things is what Esau brings to the world. And again, like we read earlier, as the judges, so are his officials and the people. This earth is in pure chaos with evilness and wickedness everywhere that we look under the rulership of Edom. Of course, this place has to be destroyed. Of course, Edom got to be taken out. Because until they do, this can't happen. But they will get taken out, and this will happen. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of the man betwixt the heel and the hand, right? So again, these people who are evil and wicked, this all they got, man. You know, if there's an Edomite, you know, that's in this chat or sees this video, hey, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Right? We tell Edomites on the street all the time, hey man, live it up. This your kingdom right here. Like if you over here, you know, trying to be cool with us, you're not living up to your maximum level of being a devil, man. You're not hitting your marks for being wicked, right? Enjoy your kingdom, Esau. Because when it's over with, it's over with. There ain't no getting your power seat back, man. Right? You're gonna be in a lowest state, and then after your lowest state, you know what comes after that? You gonna have no estate. If you know, you know, right? But that's the reward, right? That's the reward for being a wicked ruler in this earth. You get cast down. And with Esau being the last wicked ruler, beautiful things happen. Let's get some more about what happens when Edom's wicked kingdom falls, man. This is what happens when you accuse those who are good of being evil, right? Obadiah 1:21. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Look at that direct precept from 2nd Ezra all the way over to Obadiah, right? This evil and wicked kingdom has to fall in order for the kingdom of God to be on the earth. There's no if, no ands, and no buts. And the Christians of our people will tell them this. Sometimes it'll shake them loose a little bit, might plant a seed. Others will heavily reject it, saying, no, that's not right. How's that not right? So you like living in wickedness? You like the life that you live? You like being oppressed? You like living in an evil place? And they'll say yes, and they'll call us hateful, and they'll say that we teach hate. But here's the thing, though. You can say that we're angry. You can say that Israelites teach hate all you want. But the Israelites want the kingdom of God to be established on the earth with Yahweh Shah ruling as it should be. And the same people that say they believe in the same God, the Bible, would say that that's wrong. So you don't want God to rule on this earth. Why? Because they want to keep on being wicked. They love being indoctrinated with the hate against the Israelites. They want to be indoctrinated with the hate against blacks, Hispanics, and natives. They want to continue in that. And this is why I tell so-called Christians and whatnot that say they believe in the Bible, but they really don't, or some perverted version or their version of the Bible, or what they believe is God. I tell them, you believe in an imaginary friend. because that's what they believe in. They don't believe in Yahweh. They don't believe in Yahushua. They use the term, they'll say, oh, I believe in God or I believe in Jesus. And then when we get down to the nitty gritty in the scriptures, they get real defensive and defend that hateful doctrine that they've been indoctrinated with. Why? Because they don't love God. They hate the Most High, and they hate the Most High's people, and they hate the Most High's Son, because they want to continue living in a wicked world where people mourn. And again, that's why I say there's no way that Israelites are a hate group or teach hate. We teach to be balanced, right? You can hate things, you can like things. You can have dislikes and you can have likes, right? If you hate somebody for doing something to you that's a heathen, I mean, hey, it is what it is. You better forgive, enemies of your own people. You better get that down right quick. And you can also hate the evil things that have been done to you that have never been rectified, that never seen actual justice. Why wouldn't we hate injustice that's been brought up against us? We're supposed to like it? Or as Deacon put it one day, you want us to keep getting whipped in our back and to keep our hands over our mouths so that way you don't hear us scream. And the second that we start to scream and say, stop it, we're evil and hateful for it. Because that's what it really is. That's what it come down to. But don't worry, we gonna keep going. Because now we get into the peace portion. I done showed you, how these people are hateful and how they're the ones that really teach hate. And how we're the ones that actually teach peace, right? Let me see. What is he said? Maybe if you go to Japan or the Philippines, there ain't a lot of violence, right? They shoot first and ask questions later. They do that in America, all right? They definitely do that in America still too. In Japan, I don't know if you know about Japanese gangs, especially the Yakuza, but my boy, they there's a lot of violence that go on there. All right. He said the Emancipation movie shows how evil they really are. That's facts. I'll give you hey, look, when you walk outside your door or you wake up and you're in America, you can see how hateful they are. You know what? I'm gonna tell you exactly. I'm a junta. Junta. That's right. That's right. And guess what? Who was junta? The white man. Junta was the white man, and he was so evil. He had a bomb strapped to a little girl. All right, but I digress. You can anywhere in America you can see how evil they are. For example, how many of y'all remember being in school and then it was the first time being taught about slavery in America, and then every time that slavery was being read, you ever just peep up and just see the awkward look on the teacher's face when it was getting to the real nitty gritty? They know they did wrong. They teach how they oppressed you and did a lot of a watered down version of the evil acts against you during our hardcore bondage on the plantations. And they give you those side eye looks to see if you will say anything about it. And if you do, guess what? You get suspended, get in a fight, get suspended, trouble, and school suspension for having an opinion about the affliction of your people. This place is wicked. All right. Moving forward. So let's see if we're the hate group or if we're the ones being hated on. Mark 13:13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Let me get a 1 in the chat if Israelites are hated. Let me get a 2 in the chat if Israelites are loved by all men. Hated by all men, or loved by all men? I'm taking a vote. And let me see. Let me see if we hate it or if we love. You see? But they call us hateful, angry, and say that we teach hate. But we're the ones who are having hatred propagated against us at all avenues of life. Let me read that again. Mark 13:13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. We have to endure this, man. We have to endure being called evil, being called wicked, being told that we're in a cult, being told that we're worshiping an old book, this, that, and the third. At every turn, someone's gonna try to deter us from the righteous path that we walk by giving the righteous path that we walk negative inflections. We gotta endure that and trust and believe our endurance will be tested. There's gonna come a point in time, it's gonna be tested, and we're gonna be faced with either life or death. Literal life and death for those of us that see that. In the same manner on how we are gonna have to face life and death for this walk, the same people who hate us now are gonna be the ones that present us with that life and death for walking this walk. And they're still gonna say that we're a hate group. But yet, just because we want to worship the Most High God, we gotta die. Hey, man, that's cool. Blessed are those that die in Christ, man. For they shall be risen first. All right. Watch this. Now we getting Isaiah 61. I told you to hold on. We was getting there. I told you to hold on. Now we there. We there. And as well as, again, they say that we teach hate. But here the thing though. We believe in the Messiah, whose name is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And we believe the prophecies that are written about him. This is one of them. Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. We would read, they'll see us read this at camp and go through this. And after hearing it, their whole thing about Christ being all love and kisses and rainbows, it's destroyed. And right then and there, they consider us hateful, evil, and wicked. Nah, we just believe in the man. We believe in the guy, the king. We believe in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, right? And the vengeance that Yahweh will send him on to exact, right? Verse 2. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? Verse 3. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. This is what Yahweh Shai will be doing when he comes back, right? And if you meet anybody who says that they are the Messiah. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give him caught like that. You know who I'm talking about. You know that guy who has friends that all say the same thing. You know that they are the Messiah. Last I checked, the Messiah was supposed to be coming back like this. Not no dang crew neck, a fitted cap, some jeans, smelling like some straight up Reggie. Okay, that's not what it means when it said his garments, look like as if he tread the wine press. No, this man is coming back with vengeance, and he's not coming to play. Yahushua is not one to play with, and he ain't coming to play. Right? So again, if you meet any of those people that say they're Messiah, take them there and ask them first question: where'd you come from? Before you got here, where'd you come from? Oh, I came from such and such. Oh, you don't look like you came from Basra. Quick cuts with them, quick cuts. But again, you can read this at camp and show people this, a future prophecy about Yahushua, and they'll look at you crazy. They'll think that this is evil and that it is wrong. But yet at the same time, they would say that they believe in the Bible and believe in God. And this is a prophecy about Yahushua, who they call Jesus Christ when he come back. They don't believe in this book. They have a perverted idea about it. They believe in imaginary friends. The doctrine that they uphold is a doctrine of hatred, evil, and wickedness. And they use these things to say that we're evil and wicked. But all we want is what the Most High wants. That's it. That's it. The same God that they claim to believe in, which they don't, wants this to happen. I want this to happen. Right? This is a time that we're looking for, because this is their destruction is synonymous with our salvation. There is no separation between the two. Some people got to die. Some people are getting saved. The oppressors got to get moved, and those who are oppressed got to be saved, man. That is what salvation is. So bloodshed is a part of it. A path to peace, unfortunately, is going to have bloodshed. It is what it is. It's that balance right there. You want peace, you got to fight for that peace. You can't just, I want peace. We've been advocating and marching and saying we want peace, peace, peace. It don't never come, right? I done seen people say, what is the little chant that they do? No justice, no peace. They ain't giving you no justice, but you sure as hell is keeping that peace, ain't you? This is a hypocritical place to live in. An evil, wicked, hypocritical place, right? But let's get some more. We're going to read one of my favorite things, the gospel, right? Hey, man, look, there's a breakdown that I have on this. I'm not even going to say his name, but Travis Viscar, you know what I'm talking about. It's a non-biblical breakdown. It could most certainly be biblical with the way how it's broken down. Just know, it's hilarious. If you ever come to Dallas, Texas, and you ask me to give you the breakdown on that man, I'll give you the breakdown. I can't do it on live, but it's a powerful breakdown. If you're ever in Dallas, come to Deep Ellum on the Saturday afternoon around 5 o'clock, and I'll give you the breakdown. All right. But let's read the gospel, man. Right? The good news, the good tidings, right? Christians said that they love the gospel of God. Okay, well, let's read the gospel of God. This is Isaiah 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. That sounds very peaceful. That sounds very loving, because this is a message to those who are meek. This is a bandage to those who are brokenhearted, to be healed. This is freedom being told to those who are captives, and also a door opening to freedom to those who are crammed into a prison for life until they die, or just in prison in general. There is freedom, there is liberty, there is love, there is kindness, all in this first verse. And this is when people ask, what the gospel is, I go, here, I'm gonna hit Luke 4 just to get, show you that this is what Yahweh Shai was talking about. Right? This is very loving. And it keeps getting better with love, right? To proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh, the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn. You see, they'll start hearing the vengeance part, and now they get lost. But here's the thing, though. This is still good news to people who are going through travesties, right? So the people who disagree say, no, that's not right. That's not the gospel. That's wrong. Guess what? Then this isn't for you. The gospel is not for you then. The gospel tells you who its audience is for. It tells you who it applies to. Good news is not good news to everyone. Someone getting good news is also at some point someone getting bad news. What's good for somebody is not good for the other person sometimes. It is what it is. But let's keep reading this beautiful gospel. I love it. I love this gospel. Right? Verse 3, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified. These are all beautiful things, right? We know the day of vengeance is a day where the Most High is going to destroy and kill many people. We know this. It is a day of vengeance. He's seeking vengeance. That's not a light thing, right? He is literally seeking vengeance. But in that vengeance comes all these beautiful things for Israel, right? They're being freed from their captivities. They're no longer brokenhearted. They're getting joy instead of mourning. They're getting a light and a praising spirit instead of feeling down and heavy and depressed. These are all things that our people desperately need. We are in a state of mourning right now. And this is something that we want and need. But those of our people who are still lost in the sauce can't see that, because their oppressor tells them and forces them to not see it. And they will say that these things that we're reading is hateful and that we're angry. Well, I mean, don't we have a right to be, first and foremost? You can say, oh, you guys are just angry. Oh, you guys are just hateful. Did you ever consider to ask if I actually have a legitimate reason to be hateful, to be angry? No. They just want us to accept it. We ain't going for that no more. We're not falling for the okie doke, all right? Let's keep going. Verse 4, and they shall build the old wastes, and they shall raise the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. The sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. So we gonna have servants, maidservants, manservants, and slaves. And the same people who enslaved us will be our slaves. And they will serve us the same way that we serve them. It's called justice. It's called balance. That's righteousness. That's righteous, a righteous balance, right? An unjust weight is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord, but a just balance is his delight, and he will bring balance to this place. Verse 6, but ye shall be named priests of Yahweh. Men shall call you ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. So yeah, we're going to be boastful about it. What you mean? We're going to be happy. We going to be excited and ecstatic that we finally get rest and relaxation and peace, might I add. Because the Gentiles, the natural Gentiles, the heathen, they're not gonna find this peaceful, right? They hate this because their peace is right now. This is their perverted and sick idea of peace, right? Let's finish this. Verse 7, for your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double, everlasting joy shall be unto them. Ooh. See that? We're gonna have that everlasting joy, man. But we almost finished. We got like 4 more precepts, give or take. Give or take. Right? Watch this. This book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. We're going to take the kingdom. Like I said, anybody sitting in a high power seat, they're not going to give up their power willingly like that, right? We're going to take the kingdom from them. We're going to take the kingdom and we're going to establish the kingdom of God in righteousness. Let's go down to verse 27. Daniel 7 and 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. We know who the saints are. Psalms 50 and 5, right? Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So all nations are going to have to observe. They're gonna have to serve and obey us, and ultimately, Yahushua, and ultimately the Most High. These heathen nations are going to have to follow God's law, right? When the kingdom's established and we're put in our rightful place, then we could teach the heathen to worship the Most High God, right? It doesn't happen before they gotta go through their servitude. It doesn't happen before Yahushua come back. It happens after these things, right? They will have to serve and they will have to obey. Again, when they always like heathen Christians, they always want to they want to try and ignore and try to skip over the most trying part of this whole thing. World War III, famines, race wars, Yahushua coming back and getting that garment bloody, the Israelites being saved. They have their own sick interpretation. They don't think that any of that's going to happen. Why? Because of the doctrine that is built off the anger and hatred towards Israelites. They believe in that imaginary friend that fuels that delusion that they have, right? But again, we're looking for to be in the kingdom of heaven and not be in this lower state here, right? Hosea Israel, Tawada, Yahabashem Yashabarakatah. But again, that's what they want. They want us to not want to be in the kingdom, but we want to be in the kingdom, right? Why? Because ultimately, we teach peace. We teach world peace. right? And if you want to look into the totality of the thing, in the totality of the thing, now why do I say that? I'm gonna show you why. This is why I say we teach peace. Last precept, Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. So we're going to be teaching the laws, statutes, and commandments to these nations, and they're going to follow them, right? It's just like how they force us to keep their laws. They're going to be forced to keep the laws of the Most High God. Ain't no if, no ands, and no buts, right? Verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Give me a 1 in the chat if that sounds like world peace. Give me a 2 in the chat if it don't. Revelation 2 and 25 and 26. That's right, King. That's right. That's absolutely right. But yeah, 1 in the chat if that's world peace, 2 in the chat if it's not, man. You see that? But they say that we're a hate group. They say that we teach hate. We want to see the kingdom of Yahweh established in the earth when he has Yahweh Shai sit on the throne to rule. And then we are put in an authoritative class under Yahweh Shai. And all nations are going to have to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, Yahweh. And in doing so, nations will no longer fight anymore. There will not be wars anymore. No one's fighting for anything. They shall not learn war anymore. That sounds like world peace to me. And this is what we're going after. And if I'm not mistaken, we trying to better ourselves so that way we can be deemed worthy to be the first ones into the kingdom. That's what we're working for. With the end result being what? World peace. So again, I ask, do Israelites teach hate or do we teach peace? Let me get a 1 if we teach hate. No, it's a lot. Let me get a 1 if we teach peace, a 2 if we teach hate. Ultimately, let's see. Vlad the Kabarber. Okay, I don't even know. Are you what is your ethnic background, man? Like you said 2 as so you mean to tell me that nations who no longer engage in war, as in war is no longer a thing in the earth, that's hateful and not peaceful? Is that what you're saying, Vlad? Oh, looks like Vlad the Kababer done ran. You see? The Khan family. That's again that was the purpose of the lesson, right? Because we need to, like I said, we get told that we're a hate group. We get told that we teach angrily and whatnot. I thought you said I was gonna be a slave. I don't know you, Vlad. Who are you? Are you an Israelite, Vlad? Because last time I checked, I didn't say anything about Vlad the Kabarber. I was talking about heathen nations who are going to pay for their crimes against the nation of Israel, being servants, slaves unto them. If that's what you are, if you one of those heathen nations, then hey man, that's what you're gonna be, man. All right. And to be honest, with the name like Vlad the Kabarber, I don't think I would want you anywhere near my plantation, man. I don't think so, man. And for you to engage in that manner and not actually, engage in the lesson that was brought out, with biblical scripture, a keen observation of one's surroundings in this place, then yeah, you said he sound like a small hat. Hey man. Hey, look, even the small hats don't like regular Edomites. Let's be real. They in a different league of their own, right? But we Vlad, look, if you're not an Israelite, then yeah, it is what it is, bruh. Go ahead and make sure you work out, do some push-ups, get ready to do some work. All right. What if I don't know my father? I look black, so did Ham. Just because a people look alike does not mean that they are of the same lineage. I would hey, look, do you know who your mom's is? And I'm speaking to Sean Douglas. Do you know who your mom is? Because look, a lot of people say, "Oh, I never knew my dad," but a lot of them knew their mom or grew up with their mom. Ask your mother about your father, right? Go into it. See if you can dig up some history or something like that. You got to be able to do your due diligence, right? Haven't talked in years. Hey, you better go reach out to your mother. I'm gonna let you know right now, right? If you look, I don't know too many blacks, Hispanics, or Native men that are not mama's boys. Israelite men love their mothers. We get annoyed with them. They make us mad. We annoy the hell out of them when we're older, knowing that they can't catch us because that old age catching up to them, and we just young enough to run away. Oh yeah, this guy's definitely a heathen. You said I wish I were an Israelite. Who called him being a small hat? I think that's exactly what's going on here. Yeah, you a scoffer, my boy. But it's okay though. Look, rejoice and be glad, Vlad the Kababer. All right. Enjoy your time in the kingdom, right? Be the best devil that you can be, right? Because guess what? The time is nigh for this place to be visited by the Most High. All right. And you know what's going to happen when the Most High, after the Most High visits this place? Guess what? There's going to be world peace, right? We get to be in a kingdom under the rulership of Yahweh Shai, under the rulership of Yahweh. We're going to be at peace. Finally, we're going to be able to obey the Most High in all things and never even have a chance to disobey Him ever again. And the world will be set all right and it will be peaceful. All right. We're not going to have to deal with guys like this in the YouTube channel. We're not going to have to deal with none of that madness. All right. But I've officially hit my time mark. So with that, I want to give Call Halal, Abad Now Yahweh, Baha Shema Mashiach, Malaki Hawashai, Shalom, family.